country that we have only one national objective, one national policy, whether it be economic policy, whether it be political, whether it be what is good governance and all the rest of them. We focus on making sure that we improve on what we have seen by holding in the hands of the executive when we need to, and also letting them know when they are crossing their boundaries. And letting them know they are crossing their boundaries actually one of the ways of also building the nation. So it's been it's not been a tea party, but it has been worth it, and I'm enjoying my work.
That's interesting to know. Let's talk about your visit to the House of Commons in commemoration with the 75th anniversary of the Commonwealth nations. You were there as Nigeria's representative. What was that all about? Lift the lead on how that celebration actually panned out.
Yeah, it was such an honor for me to be there on behalf of Nigeria to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Commonwealth. We had all the Commonwealth all over the world gathered together in London to celebrate. And I was there when the flag of Nigeria was raised, and I was also given the opportunity to lay the wreath for the fallen heroes. You know, the Nigerian Legion. So we also participated in the Second World War. That was the second event that took place within that period. And I was given the privilege to be the one that will honor these past heroes who participated in the war, who were recruited from Nigeria. And beyond that, we had quality time with the king of the British kingdom, the Great Britain, and the family. Though he was not there in person because of his ill health, but the queen was there, the prince was there, and all his aides. We had a good engagement with them, and also try to analyze some of the uh, benefits of being one of the members of the Commonwealth. What's supposed to accrue to Nigeria, and the programs that they have for Nigeria. Very soon we're going to start tapping into that. But the highlight for me was when they gave me a special tour of the House of Commons. Yeah, this was not an opportunity extended to all the participants. I was chosen as one of those to be given a tour by the House of Commons. And during that tour, I was taken to a seat that Nigeria donated to the rebuilding of the House of Commons after the Second World War. You know, the, the chamber was attacked. It was one of the things that got destroyed during the war. And Nigeria in 1950, thereabouts, sent them some of the furnitures that was used to restore the dignity of the House of Commons. Remember them, we've not gotten our independence. So we send a seat that is about 20 something years and a table, and it was written there, gift from Nigeria. I was made to sit on that seat, and it was such a big honor to see that they uh, will sit down the chair that we gave to the House of Commons over 73 years ago was still there and being used till date. So the name of Nigeria was a highlight. And also the opportunity to sit on the seat of the Speaker of the House of Commons. It was also another highlight for me because nobody they don't allow people to sit on that seat. It was also and a rare privilege given to Nigeria. So it was a good one because we had opportunity to engage with other member countries of the Commonwealth and understand the challenges they are facing and also the areas they have recorded success. Try to learn one or two things from them that we also brought home to our parliament. And from there, we had what we call the Conference of Speakers. We call it APA, Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, where speakers, presiding officers from the Commonwealth countries meet together. So that was the last program that we had where we took certain decisions on how to carry Commonwealth Parliamentary Association registration and recognition in England as an improved status to enable us carry out some of our functions. So it was a robust engagement. And, so yes, Nigeria was well represented and also well honored, well recognized in that celebration.
Right, Honorable Ben, let's talk about one of the things you've mentioned already. I must confess, from your explanation, you had a swell time there learning of a lot of things which are not common knowledge across the board, despite you being the House of Commons. And one of the things you pointed out was laying a wreath for our fallen heroes. Is that a common practice at the House of Commons, or was it just a one off?
When they celebrate anniversaries to remember the fallen heroes, it's one of the events used to commemorate it and just to remind us of what war did to us and why we should not go back to war and those who fought for the freedom, the sacrifices that they made. And veterans, heroes who have given their life for the freedom of the people of the Commonwealth, they should not be forgotten because they laid down their life. And that is a way of honoring them. And it was a beautiful event. It was an event of sober reflection. So why we don't need war and the cost of war, not as in just the economic cost, the life cost. Their names were all written down there in the gates that they built in England to remember them, to honor them. And it was dignified to carry that on behalf of Nigeria, to lay it, to say thank you to the fallen heroes. And we don't need war again, and we're better off in peace. It was significant. It's not what happens every day, but surely they want to do maybe another anniversary and they include that's when it will happen. But people from all over the world, we are all there to do that. What's colorful.
That's interesting. Let's switch gears, Right Honorable Ben, from that particular visit to another one. And this one specifically is about the 148th Interparliamentary Assembly, which the theme was parliamentary diplomacy, building bridges for peace and understanding. And it's public knowledge that you, as the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives and the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, headlined Nigeria's delegation to that global event, which had so many persons, the creme de la creme, as far as legislation is concerned across the world, just come together to look at a couple of issues there, and that endured for a couple of days as well. Let's try to come home and juxtapose that particular theme with legislation in our country. Would you say that the National Assembly here in Nigeria has fostered peace in the nation, especially making policies and laws that reflect the yearnings of the people?
Thank you very much for that question. And let me start it this way that the dignity of every sovereignty is enhanced through recognition, and that recognition comes through participation in some of these international platforms where you announce that you are existing and these are the things that you are doing. Uh, it brings back honor, it brings back, it strengthens the legitimacy of your nation, it strengthens the way people want to rate you, work with you, and all that. But over the years, we've noticed that Nigeria has not been so visible on the international platforms. And no nation stays alone. You need the cooperation, collaboration, partnership of various nations for you to be able to advance your development agenda and other policies that you really want to, because you need the collaboration to break through. And if you are alienated or isolated from you know other nations, you lose out because no tree makes forest. And so based on that, the parliamentarians thought it wise in 1888 or thereabout to come up with an inter-parliamentary union. Remember, we have also the United Nations, where the heads of government gather to deliberate on the issues of international importance and then make their voices heard through resolutions of their various assemblies. So the parliament we have our own as leaders of the legislature across the globe. That is called interparliamentary union. So that is where we also come together to look at global issues of global importance and attend to them by also pushing out resolutions in our own assemblies so that our voice will be heard on important international issues. So I during the 47th assembly that we attended with the Senate President, I observed that Nigeria has now been represented within the Executive Council of this global body for over 53 years. And there and then, I saw that Ivory Coast had done their job to be elected to occupy the position of West Africa in the Executive Council. That did not go down well with me, and when they raised their proposition in the form of motion before the Africa group, which we participated, for them to nominate one of theirs to be in the Executive Council, I raised a counter motion before the Africa group, and I told them that we're not accepting the nomination from Ivory Coast. They were shocked. I said, yes, we didn't come here to count the number of buildings and trees.
If
We
you don't
came
mind
here
if
to
I ask,
participate.
why did you do that?
I did that because I observed for 53 years, Nigeria has not been a member of that executive council, and we are the biggest in Africa. There is no how we will be attending programs like that, and other smaller countries will be in charge of decision making body, the executive council of the IPU. And so, based on that, I went to Senate President of the Senate, and I told him, I'm going to nominate you to go for this position. He said, what? How does it work? Are you sure? I said, yes, we're going to do it now. And I raised another motion and I said, we have a candidate. We have a candidate, and person of Senator Akpabio. And so it became Nigeria against Ivory Coast. They didn't like the sound of that because we have always been indifferent. But I knew what we start to benefit if we become members of the Executive Council. So the lobbying started and we push it, we work round the clock, lobbying other countries until we got it. And at the 147th Assembly, our own president of the Senate was made member of the Executive Council. He will tell you the stories and how we went about that. So that placed Nigeria now within the decision-making structure of the IPU. So when we now got back to 148 Assembly, which was this one that you are referring to, we observed that the voice of Africa has not been well heard within the scheme of things. And one of the things impacting on that was the way the rules of the IPU was structured. I took my time, I'm a lawyer, and we go into a lot of research on some of these things so that we don't just participate for participating sake. It's not a jamboree. And I found out that the rule 11 sub 1 and 2 of the IPU rules has a little bit of misinterpretation by the IPU because they were relying on rule 11 sub 2 of the IPU rules to just change other voices from being heard from the 6 continents of the world. So they interpreted it as meaning that only one emergency item should be discussed during the IPU assemblies. But that was not what I saw in the purposive interpretation of Rule 11 sub 2, which used the word may, which is probable, which has the element of flexibility. We say the IPU may take one emergency item, which means that there is a possibility for it to have more than one emergency item. And the rule that was made a long time in 1880 something, they may not at that time had considered the hydra-headed problems of the globe. So if we have 4 or 5 problems happening in the world, and you are restricting our voice to only one emergency item, that is a disservice to other places that you are not going to be included in the conversation. For example, Gaza is happening, but at the same time it's happening, Ukraine is happening. And at the same time Ukraine is happening, you notice that Sudan is happening, Somalia is happening, DRC is happening. So what are you going to do about that? So you take Gaza, and then you ignore Ukraine for the whole 1 year, you ignore what is happening in Sudan for the whole 1 year, and by the time you come back after 1 year or 6 months, a lot of damage has been made, and the voice has not been heard. I said, no, we can't be attending this kind of function. So when I was given the opportunity to speak, one of the issues I raised there was that we need to review Rule 11 sub 2 and increase the number of international important issues that will appear as emergency items. And when they asked me how many, I said 6 at least, 1 per continent, so that at the end of the day, if there are problems in 4, we take 4. If there are problems in 3, we take. If it's in 6, we take. But to restrict us only to 1 was not actually democratic as it's supposed to be. It was very restrictive. So one of the things I pushed out during that engagement, another thing I pushed out is in line with what you just asked. Has the parliament been intervening with regards to peace down home, considering the topic? And it was actually part of my speech. And I said, yes, peace, parliamentary diplomacy is a strategic tool in achieving peace. And we have employed that. Remember, a while ago, I was in Ghana with the former speaker, now the chief of staff to the president. And what was it? Nigerians in Ghana were having issues with the locals in Ghana, especially the traders from Nigeria. And we went at Parliament to engage with the Parliament of Ghana, and we were able to resolve that matter. That is called parliamentary diplomacy. And not too long as well, we have the xenophobic issue in South Africa, where Nigerians were having a hard time with the locals. We also use parliamentary diplomacy to resolve that. And then most recently, this is what I told them, that parliamentary diplomacy should be used to prevent conflict, manage conflicts where conflict has already started, and also handle post-conflict peace sustainability. And I said so having in mind that we have a place in Nigeria called the Southeast that has passed through war for 50-something years. The promise of reconciliation, rehabilitation, reconstruction has not taken place as promised. And this has, daily increased the agitation in the minds of those who have had the story of what happened during the war, who may not have been there, but has had the story in one form or the other, and this has made them bitter. That is why you hear of secession, and that is why you hear of, Biafra and all the rest of that. Because there are certain things that needed to be done that were not done. But I told the IP that in the spirit of parliamentary diplomacy, that we have kickstarted and initiated a project. We initiated a project known as the Peace in Southeast Project. I will say that this Peace in Southeast Project is used as a platform. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, clearly, right on.
Yeah, it's used as a platform to calm the nerves of what is happening in the Southeast using a non-kinetic means, and then open the door for the promised reconciliation, the promised rehabilitation, the promised reconstruction of the zone. And this Peace in Southeast has been supported by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who actually attended the launching through the Vice President. And we have used this Peace in Southeast as a lobbying tool to reach out to members of Parliament who ordinarily refuse that a platform be created for the achievement of this reconciliation, reconstruction, rehabilitation, which was in the form of a bill that will help these things to be achieved, a bill known as Southeast Development Commission Bill. This bill failed in the 7th Assembly because of this lack of political will to support it from the other corners of the country. The Parliament did not support it in the 8th Assembly. I was with the 9th Assembly, and the Parliament also rejected it. So for 12 years, it has gone through the Parliament and did not succeed. But Peace in Southeast Project started lobbying, and I presented this bill once again. And we lobbied our brothers from other parts of the country, and we told them the reason why this will help the nation. Because what is happening in the Southeast is directly impacting on the national growth, be it economic growth, be it political growth, whatever it is. You cannot ignore that geo-economic zone, that geo-political zone, and think everything is fine in Nigeria. They saw reason with us, and we were able to push through first reading, second reading, third reading, and in the House, and it progressed to the Senate. We went also and lobbied, and Senate passes. As we speak at the moment,
we're due for a short break. If you're just tuning in, it is Ben Kalu's mandate. We're halfway through the program this morning. It's a program where we get to interact with the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, and of course the member representing Bender Federal Constituency. And at this juncture, we are going to embark on a short break. When we return, we will continue to ask the questions, get the answers, and at the back end of the program, we open the phone lines and get you involved in the conversation. Just stay with us.
Only we need to talk because the barriers of the gun do not talk. Neither does the military engage in negotiations. Peace in the Southeast Project, PISP, is set to bridge those gaps, to get Ndimo to talk and be talked to, all in the spirit of renewed hope. There is a need to get their hope renewed so that tomorrow will be better for them in terms of infrastructure, security, opportunities in employment, education, and lots more. Support this initiative for a peaceful Southeast. It's a gain for the nation. Peace in the Southeast. Our collective project.
If you're just tuning in, it is still Ben Carlos Mandate on the floor of Godson State. And like I told you from the get-go, this particular program is being broadcast on Magic 102.9 FM, Vision Africa 104.1 FM, ABN TV, and online radio. And to reiterate, we're having a chat with the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, who as well is the member representing Bender Federal Constituency. You've already mentioned something quite key, Right Honorable Ben, when you talked about the Peace in the Southeast Project, PISP, which, of course, obvious to everyone who cares to listen. It's a non-kinetic move to restore peace in the Southeast, and by so doing, bring about lasting solution to the insecurity bedeviling this part of the country. Let's get your thoughts. Just trying to connect this with what happened last time, where the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, had a bail knocked back by the High Court judge there in Abuja, Bintan Yako. And some persons perceive this to be a setback for the PISP in trying to bring peace to the Southeast. Is it the way you see it? And what is PISP actually doing in these very aspects to ensure that this peace talked about, which the PISP wants to bring about, that will be achieved in no distant time?
As I was saying, that this Southeast Development Commission bill is before the Senate at the moment, and they have gone through a third reading. So what is happening at the moment is what we call the conference committee that will go through the bill and find out areas of divergence or convergence. It's only one clause that they want to amend, and that clause has to do with the appointment of the commissioners to be confirmed only by the Senate, and not National Assembly involving the House of Rep like we have drafted it. So it's a minor issue which the House will be willing to let go and allow the Senate to go ahead with that. So that's the only thing that is remaining, and I'm sure by the time we resume, the committees that have been formed to look at the conference committee will tell you with their report. And also went ahead to lobby the presidency, and they're expecting the bill. We are hoping that by the time it gets there, it will be assented to by the peace-loving president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who actually loves the Igbos and is interested in making a mark in the Igbo land. And what's the beautiful aspect of that development commission is that federal government will now allocate funds like they are doing with NDDC, like they are doing with Northeast Development Commission. Fund will be allocated for the reconstruction of the Southeast. If you go to Northeast, you see what they have achieved with that. But you see, what happened in the Southeast is worse than what took place recently in the Northeast. But if they have received a development commission that is helping them to redevelop themselves, I'm sure that we are more than worthy to receive this development commission to help build our infrastructure and also put us back to the shape that was supposed to be in the scheme of things. So, having said that, your question as to what happens to our brother who was denied, excuse me, who was denied the last time. You see, the Peace in Southeast project has a reconciliation and in the mix of what we are trying to achieve. We recognize the importance of our brother Nnamdi Kalu. That's the truth. We recognize his importance to the peace agenda we are pushing. And I have been vocal about it. I'm not hiding it. I've always told people I would never deny Nnamdi Kalu. He's my brother. He's from the same place. And I will never be happy having him incarcerated when we can have him out and increase our pursuit towards peace. We may not announce all the things that we are doing backdoor, but I can assure you that all the powers that be in this country knows that people like us are not sitting on the fence. I don't know of the next person, but I'm thinking about Benjamin Okizikal. I am bold about it. I'm not sitting on the fence about it, and I'm lobbying. And we cannot um, go into what is before the courts and begin to go legalistic. About what is really. I'm not interested in what is happening in courts. I'm more interested in using a political solution towards resolving this. So I'm asking for one or two things from the federal government. And yeah, but the last time I was with the president, I asked, I discussed with Mr. President on the need for the elders of Igbo land to come and sit with him and engage with him. One of the topics that will come up there is this our brother and also Southeast Development Commission, and also to thank him for all the good job he have been doing, the appointment and all the things he's giving to Igbo people. So while the court is going on the way they are going, I will not truncate the legal process, but for some of us, we are not afraid to identify with him and to ask for him to be pardoned or for him to be released, and then, every other thing can follow after that. So that is what is going on at the moment. And those who are very close to him will assure you that we are working closely on this mandate. Is it achievable? The answer is yes. And I'm happy the last time he was in court, the statement that he made. He said, those who are causing violence are not IPAB people. And anybody who is using his name to be causing violence is a hater of Ndigo. And that if he's out, that he's going to pursue those people who are using his name and causing. We are not known for violence. Igbos are not known. We are known for hard work. We are known for trade. We are known for being creative. Call it Nollywood. We are the engine room that started it. In creative industry, the Clarus, them, the what is it called? Ringori and all the rest of them, Zebrodaya, them. These are Igbo people who creative people from the start. We are not thieves. We are not violent. We put our energy towards creating wealth. And from 20 pounds that was left for our fathers during the post-war, we're able to build Southeast the way it is at the moment. We are wealth makers. We are not life killers. So, and anybody coming now to introduce what is strange to us, it's either that the person is not an Igbo man, or we should question where he's coming from. Because it's not Igbo to kill one another, to burn places. That is not how we show our strength. How we show our strength is that we enter your community, we'll find opportunity in your community, we'll use it to better our life. We'll make wealth. That is our strength. So, and I'm happy he sounded that warning. I'm happy that he sounded the way he sounded, and if he comes out, he's going to fight those who are causing this problem in Igbo land. And that is the kind of energy that we need for this thing to work as we are lobbying. And I'm happy we are gradually coming together to achieve this. So those who are making trouble, making violence, and I want to thank the people also. Since we launched this program in December, which is about 4 months now, there's a little bit of peace. It's a combined effort of everyone coming together, understanding it's true, we need this peace. And we are working hard. Very soon you're going to start seeing what peace in Southeast in practical terms will be, impacting on the communities in the Southeast. Then the government has allowed me to budget some few amount of money for that, which will go through most of the states while we're waiting for Southeast Development Commission. So let's be calm, let's support this government. And I want to thank the people of Southeast for supporting Mr. President. I want to thank them. When everybody went and they're saying they are doing protests and they were calling on Igbos to join the protest, because they know once Igbos join, the energy will make the thing go bigger than it was. But we refused to join, and he died a natural death because this man needs support. He did not cause this problem. He's trying to manage the problem, and Igbos are wise. And Igbos, Ohaneze, I want to thank them. They sent out messages and said, no, we should not fight this man. One is from the south, one he didn't create this problem. 3, he's giving us appointment. Can you imagine an Igbo man is in charge of protecting our major resources in the country, the oil and gas? The Navy protects it. The Navy protects the waterways, and it's in the hands of an Igbo man from Enugu State. I mean, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that it's an Igbo man that is in charge of all the construction of infrastructure works? Can you imagine it's an Igbo man that is the number 6 citizen? And I can go on and on. That shows that the body language of Mr. President is that he wants the Igbo land beyond words to emerge, to come back to how it's supposed to be. So we must give him this support. As we are asking him with one hand to release Nnamdi for us, and we are asking for him to give us this Southeast Development Commission, the enable of developer. We must, on the other hand, show him loyalty by making sure that there's peace in our area, no violence, that we support his government, that we don't go on Facebook and be attacking and insulting, and let us show him that he's also our brother.
Okay.
We can support his government. So that is what I have to say about peace and parliamentary diplomacy and what is happening in Kalu and the effort we're making with PSP.
That's interesting. Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, if you're joining now, you've obviously missed a lot. We've had a chat with the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Okezie Kalu, and this program is being broadcast across Magic 102.9 FM, Vision Africa Radio 104.1 FM, ABN TV, and online radio. At this point in time, we are going to open the phone lines and allow the people to interact with their leader, perhaps ask questions and say, things which he will definitely react to before we call time on the program this morning. 080818266949 or 0811605249. Now, when you get through to us, all you have to do is tell us your name, where you are calling us from. Try your best to utilize 40 seconds to express whatsoever is on your mind. Let's get started. We're actually live on Facebook. If you don't know, Flow 94.9 FM. Go there, drop your comment. We will equally do due diligence to that. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, Wisdom Thomas.
Good to have you.
Good. Would I say good morning or good afternoon?
Whichever one you prefer.
My Honorable Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu. Good morning. This is Lawman the Prophet. Good Lawman the Prophet. Whenever I hear your voice, though I'm from Ohofia, but whenever I hear your voice, I know that an angel in human form is talking because I have seen what you're doing. But I'm begging you, that effort you are putting on to make sure Nnamdi Kalu is released. I beg you in the name of Almighty God, do it. It takes 2 minutes. There will be peace in South East, and I believe that there will be peace with the way you are going. Now, but I just want to thank you also for all that of me, even though one of my best friends, whom you invited last week, the Abuja, who Amrabat invaded his shop and stole something, and you decided to resuscitate that man. God will bless you. You are a true Nigerian, and I pray that it's your authority will not only end in House of Assembly, you will come down to the world time and will become what I am aspiring in my heart that you will be. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution. 0808182649 or 0811605249. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. May we meet you?
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Innocent Kalu. I come from Bende. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Weezy.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Who say man is the name? I'm calling from Mumbai. Good morning, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu.
Good morning, sir.
Compliment. Let me not call compliment. Happy New Month to you guys, and Happy Easter, and also Happy New Week. Please, let me talk about your effort in making sure that Southeast becomes peaceful. You know, any place, or any country, or any state, or any region that is without peace, I don't know what to become of it. It's a welcome development, but in little time, I want you, all these the programs and plans you have for Southeast, you should be carrying everybody along, both the governors, both the senators, both the house members, both the people that are being suppressed, I mean the IPOB members, and including Nnamdi Kalu, so that all of us will be working in the same page. Not some people will tell us that this and that has not happened. And secondly, I want to remind you about this Federal Road. Because I'm from Abam. I followed that road to my house. After I'm from Abam here. So unfortunately, there was ongoing work when you were about to hold this. It happened on 27 December or 29 December last year. The people were, as in summer was, many of them were, I saw their caterpillars on that road. But up till now, nothing has happened. So I want you to talk about the infrastructure that they started before now. For now, all of them are being suspended so that we know them. Finally,
No. Thank you very much. Hussein Manode, thank you very much. You've done due diligence to your time. Good morning.
Good morning, Wisdom.
Thank you. Tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Go ahead.
My name is Victor Emmanuel Indoboka. I'm calling from Amechi. Good morning, Honorable Benjamin Kalu. I'm very I'm very happy to talk to you this morning concerning the problems affecting us in the Southeast. One of the major problems we have is holding Nnamdi Kalu in the DSS custody. Please, if there is anything you can do with all the stakeholders in politics, our elders in Igbo land, please do it. Meet with President Tinubu. Talk to him one-on-one. You have seen what Ohaneze did by respecting him. We didn't protest against him. Let the Igbo leaders of all political parties come together and meet him. Let him release Nnamdi Kalu. What is holding Nnamdi Kalu is political. Nnamdi Kalu is not a killer. I know that he is a freedom fighter.
Kindly wrap up your thoughts now.
He is fighting for his people.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's look at the comments on Facebook and we'll come to Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu to give us his reaction, which of course will be the last act on the program, Ben Kalu's mandate. Egono Avan from Bende saying, good morning, Your Excellency, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu. Indeed, you are a round peg in a round hole. We are proud of what you are doing in both your primary assignment, which is lawmaking, and provision of basic infrastructure, human capacity development, and youth empowerment. And he said, my village, Ndio Koryuku, are grateful to you for giving us a brand new road. We will continue to support you and Mr. President. From Chidiri Abia is saying, God bless my leader. Nelson Umezirika is saying, honestly, you are making the Igbo nation proud as you carry out your assignment. From Azuna Chigozie, he said he's watching us from Omar here, and he said, sir, your wealth of experience, hard work, and contribution to Nigeria's unity, Africa, and the world at large is worth commending. And he's saying, I won't be surprised to see you in one of Nigeria's highest position in the nearest future. Just trying to munch all of this together, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu. Your constituents are looking up to you in 2024, and I'm sure they expect mouth-watering projects across the board. Is that your plan for them in the year 2024?
Thank you very much for all the people who called in, and I'm sure I'm going to be here again live. Please take note, I'll be here again live next Monday, God willing. And I know so many people wanted to call, and we'll make the engagement 30% I speak, 30% I engage with the people. If you didn't call in today, please catch up with me next week Monday, because I'm on holidays and I have a little bit of time for us to engage on some of these issues. Yeah, and let me start by saying my constituents are blessed for taking the right decision, sending me back to the house. They made the right decision, and they are going to benefit massively. In fact, they've started benefiting now, and we are back. We are back to the streets, constructing projects that we left last time, and finishing them up and bringing aboard new ones. Ukweke, work is going on there now. Alai, work is going on there. Work is going on there. And then the town where I come from, work is going on there. We are going to start Zuakole soon. We're starting Ubere, and we're starting Ba again. Ichungozo. So all these places, work is all of them have been captured, and let them just be a little patient. They're going to see what we're going to do, and I can assure you, it will be massive. It will cut across a whole lot of areas, and beyond Bende also we are coming into other parts of Abia to work. So watch out for us. You're going to be seeing our footprints around Abia State, especially in partnership with the governor. The governor, I have a good relationship with him, and we are partnering to do one or two things from the federal government to the state, and make sure that the state becomes better than we all as leaders made it. Let me also mention that maybe by next week we'll discuss more on the constitutional review. I'm the chairman of constitutional review in the House of Rep. We'll discuss more when we'll meet next time. I want to thank Victor Emmanuel, who mentioned passionately about Nnamdi Kanu. I like your approach. Sometimes people will call and shout and do as if they're entitled. And the matter is before court. All you can do is to plead, use political negotiation, political solution to get it. And I can tell you, my brother, we are working, and we're not working alone. We're engaging all the stakeholders, all the leaders, and I can assure you, God willing, because everything comes from God. God will help us achieve this peace.
Okay.
Abam Road, FAMA, I'm talking to them, not just FAMA, Ministry of Work. Let's watch out. Very soon, I will crack it with them on what to do about that road, going all the way to Arushiku.
Okay.
And then the gentleman who called about IPOB, we should involve everybody. We are doing this Southeast Development Commission thing and PISP. I agree with you. And there are some of the programs that we have that mainly people who are no longer carrying arms out of IPOB are going to benefit from. If other people from other states...
Right, Honorable Ben,
we are looking at that.
We're out of time.
Thank you very much.
We will continue our discussion surely next week. Thank you for coming on the program. Let me equally appreciate other media for which you had this very program. Magic 102.9 FM, Vision Africa Radio 104.1 FM, ABN TV and online radio. Thank you very much. Thank you for being part of it, engaging us via our feedback platform. But this is where we will drop the anchor on Ben Kalu.